Recently I had an opportunity to be on a shoot. Let's just say these individuals, I've been following their work for years, and subtly over the years, texting or DMing, telling these guys, I would love the opportunity to work with you. See your workflow, watch what times you guys are getting up at, just getting a sense of how a bigger production functions. So this particular production, I was hired to do behind the scenes shooting. I'll give you guys a little bit of a glance into what we filmed, and we'll talk more and the value of being on a type of shoot like this coming up next.
All right, brother. Focus on Danny for a little bit. That like as the light comes up. I don't want to like. Step forward. Which will come with the sun. Dust this thing off, man.
So a little bit of background on this particular project. I was actually brought in by Cliff Englert, a high school buddy of mine and someone that has been out in San Francisco working for some pretty, I would say, awesome production houses, and he recently moved back to Jacksonville, Florida, so we've been in contact. He was hooking up with a gentleman by the name of Jordan. So Cliff, Jordan, and their whole production crew. We were out there to shoot stock footage of tennis players. So if you ever go on a stock website, you can just imagine that this might be the workflow that some of these guys are taking in regards to getting that type of footage. The day started off, we showed up at the tennis courts at 4 a.m. So 4 o'clock, we show up, it's pitch black. You can actually see here, we just cut on the lights for the tennis courses, and we're going to be shooting night to day. So I think their approach was, we're going to film super early in the morning to get our quote-unquote night footage, and then we're going to be able to film during sunrise, and then that'll actually transition us into a somewhat softer light on that early morning that can be used as daytime footage. So one thing that was really unique is I've never been on a shoot where Alexa has been on there. So the second that he pulls out this camera, I'm like, and then of course the lens is on there. I mean, I literally texted my wife, I'm like, we're filming with like $100,000 camera plus the glass. So all that to be said, it's not about the camera, but what actually was unique is you've got 5 guys, and you've got 2 talent, and you got 1 photographer. And Cliff was doing all the photography, which you can kind of see him doing his thing. Jordan was actually the main cinematographer, and then you also had his kind of second AC, and I apologize if I'm butchering these terms. As someone that doesn't go on a lot of film sets or shoots like this and this big, I'm not very diverse in the lingo. So that's once again why I was willing to go do a shoot like this. Is I want to learn by doing. I don't necessarily just want to study on YouTube. For some reason, like that can give me the foundation of what's going on, but until you've immersed yourself in a shoot like this, you really don't have any idea of how you would even approach it. Now, when I'm watching Jordan, I'm watching Cliff, and I'm watching the guys do the lights, and I'm watching how they're shooting and hearing the different frame rates, I'm taking like mental notes in my head. And also simultaneously, I'm shooting some pretty wicked cool BTS. Now, as mentioned, I was brought out to do some BTS, but I don't think they knew to the extent of what I was going to do. So even though I wasn't getting paid, I wanted to impress these guys. So if I'm not operating the camera, if I'm not doing the lighting, my kind of thought process was, I'm going to make them look wicked good on camera and offer them something that most likely, because of time and because of budgets, they've never had anybody that was just there to shoot them in more of a BTS style. So I just let it rip. I was documenting as much as I could. We were getting a little bit of sound as well because I wanted to be able to, even if they didn't use it, I just wanted Cliff and Jordan to look at themselves in action and go, damn, that's cool. And I think we achieved it. It was unique to see him operate because as someone that aspires to most likely be in the position of where Jordan was in this particular shoot, the lead cinematographer, I can do other things, but selfishly, that's the goal. I want to kind of be that particular individual on the shoot. Do I want to operate the shoot? I'm not opposed to that, but the thing that puts a smile on my face, the thing that I'm like just obsessed with, definitely has to be the cinematography side. Watching these guys move, watching what Jordan was doing. One thing that I found unique is he was doing all the focus pulling himself. I actually asked one of the guys on the shoot, were they gonna have a focus puller? And he said that Jordan liked to actually pull his focus himself. I love that. You know, he's the visual storyteller when it comes to this, and what he sees is probably what he wants it to be. So having that ability to have full control of the focus and not have to be back and forth between a focus puller is probably something that he prefers. I would say we were actually out there filming for probably like 5 or 6 hours, tons of different footage, a lot of giggles. And the reason that I make this video is to show you guys a little bit of what it looks like on the back end, what it looks like from behind the scenes. But everyone on there on the shoot was extremely talented, extremely friendly, and it was a collaborative process. But it was one of those where if you're somebody like myself, ask other groups, hey, can I tag along? I'm not even looking for money at all. I just want the opportunity to see you guys in action and also provide you some behind the scenes footage that you and your production company can use to maybe market yourself even more. And the other thing too is, even if they don't even use it as a marketing tool per se, just seeing yourself in action is a very rewarding, I think, things for cinematographers and photographers, because a lot of times we're the ones documenting everyone else. And when you end up spending years and years doing this and honing in on your craft, sometimes it's really satisfying to just kind of see you in action. So it was a little bit of a long-winded video today, but it was more of a testimony to, as I'm trying to evolve my production company, I have to be willing to put myself in positions where I'm not in charge, where I am just willing to be there, have a good attitude, be willing to help clean up, and like I said, also provide that BTS footage. And one thing you'll come to find is being available and having a good attitude on these types of sets. So smiles, enthusiasm, willing to help when you're done with your task, go and help maybe the gaffer or the second AC just move gear. You'll find that the guys that are up at the top of the productions, that's what they're looking for more so. They want the talent. But the guys that are crazy talented, they'll probably have one task that they need to do and what they need to focus on. But a lot of these productions and these teams, they're looking for crazy talented and then talented jacks of all trades, at least from what I can tell. So having that skill set, a good attitude, and a willingness to just show up and be on time, that's my approach to getting what I would consider a free education, and how I'm going to elevate my business in the long run. These guys, I'm getting to witness exactly what it takes to be at that pro level.
All right, brother. Focus